Hey math friends, welcome back to the Math Bench. Today, we're going on a measuring adventure to find the area, volume, and even understand how we measure length. So grab your math hats, put them on, and let's get ready to work. Imagine you're designing your dream bedroom. You need to know how much carpet to buy, how big your walls are, or if that giant beanbag will fit in the corner. That's where area, volume, and measurement come to save the day. But first, before we delve into those, we need to understand how to multiply. When it comes to multiplication, there are many methods that you can use to get the same answer. However, the two that I find the most easiest are to create an array and to create groups of. Now, in order to do the array, you need to look at your first number. You need to create rows and columns. Our first number in example number 1 is 2. We are getting this from 2 times 5, so I'm going to create 2 rows for myself. However, my second number is 5. Those are the columns that I'm going to be making. So my 2 represents my rows, my 5 represents my columns. So when we go ahead and move forward with this, we're going to create ourselves 5 columns. So I already have 1 column. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, wait a second. You only drew 4 blue circles, but you also need to take into consideration how many are already there in the first place. If we look on top, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you look on the side, we have 1, 2. This confirms that we did set it up correctly, as we have 2 on the side and 5 on top. In order to fill out the rest of the array, you just need to fill in the remaining circles. In order to get your answer for 2 times 5, you need to count the total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This means that 2 times 5 does equal 10. The next way to multiply would be the groups of method. Now we already solved 2 times 5 and we already found that it's 10 using the array. But using the groups of method, we can repeat add to get our answer. Now in order to set this up, all you have to do is look at your first number. Our first number here is 2. Now that means we are going to have 2 groups that we are going to set up. So here is one group, here is the next group. Those are my 2 groups. Now the number 5 is going to represent how much go in each group. Now you have the choice here. You can put the number inside the circle, or you can put dots inside the circle, whichever works easiest for you that helps you get the answer. In this case here, I'm going to be putting dots. So my second number was 5, so I'm going to put 5 dots inside each one. If you'd like to label what each circle represents, you can go ahead and do that too. So I have 5 on here, I have 5 on here, and if you were to add these together, or if you were to count the total, your total would equal 10. And thus 2 times 5 equals 10. First up, area. Area tells us how much flat space something's going to cover. Think of it of laying down tiles or painting a wall, or even using the carpet that we used in our earlier example. Area equals length times width. If this carpet here is 5 units long and 3 units wide, that means we get the problem 5 times 3. If you were to solve 5 times 3, it would equal 15 square units. Square units just means the tiny squares that fit perfectly without gaps. This would look like this. Now let's go to the 3-dimensional side of math. Volume. Volume tells us how much space something can hold. Picture filling a box with little cubes or water. The formula? Volume equals length times width times height. Take this box for example. This box is 4 units long, 3 units wide, and 2 units tall. In order to set up the multiplication problem to find out how much volume it is, we need to set up 4 times 3 times 2. In order to solve it through a sequence, you can do 4 times 3 first. If you get 4 times 3, you should get 12. This leaves 12 times 2. 12 times 2 equals 24. And thus you get 24 cubic units. Cubic units are like tiny little cubes that fill up the whole space within the object that's presented. It looks something like this. Measurement is how we describe different forms of size, whether it be length, width, height, and we use units like inches, feet, centimeters, or meters. A trick? Always line up your tool at 0, not at the end of whatever you're using to measure. And remember, switching units can make your measurements easier to understand. For example, if you have 100 centimeters, it's also the same as 1 meter. Sometimes it's all about choosing the right unit for the job to not make it harder on yourself. Remember, work smarter, not harder. So next time you're measuring a space, remember, area for flat surfaces, volume for 3D objects, and measurement for size and length. Math isn't just numbers, it's how we understand the world around us. This is the Math Bench, and I'll see you next time.